Welcome back. As the country enters into the second wave, Scientology Volunteer Ministries has come up with a COVID-19 disaster relief program to assist frontline workers and communities with training and decontamination of public transport and buildings in South Africa. To tell us more about this, I'm now joined by South Africa Director Gaetane Asselin. Welcome and thank you for your time today. So tell us about the volunteer work you've been doing during the pandemic to safeguard the lives of South Africans.
We have been working with essential services, the government, people who have been keeping the country together to take care of them and also take care of the vulnerable by sanitizing their buildings. We have so far sanitized more than 77,000 buildings to keep people safe.
So in addition to buildings, it's not just buildings per se, it's office buildings, it's clinics, it's old age homes where we know people are especially vulnerable, public transport. How many taxis have you sanitized? And that must be quite a big job.
Yes. Well, you can imagine that if there would be COVID-19 spreading across taxi ranks and everything, it would be quite a disaster. We have sanitized so far more than 1 million taxis. And in the taxi ranks when we were, the taxi ranks told us that no case of COVID-19 occurred, and they attributed that to us because we were there sanitizing every day for free for them and for the rest of the country and the rest of the people we helped.
And you were telling me earlier off camera that out of the many volunteers, not one of your volunteers has contracted COVID. How have you managed to do that?
Yes, this is like when it first started and we heard about the pandemic spreading across the world, the Church of Scientology International looked to find the best equipment there was and the best material to use. And they provided first all the Church of Scientology to protect the Scientologists and the Church of Scientology. But eventually the word spread like wildfire. People started to call us saying, you have to come and help us too. We use a material called Decon 7, decontamination 7, which means the highest, the strongest equipment there could be to kill all viruses. And we went like that, and we had places, for instance, Ekurhuleni City, when they came to see us, they had 56 buildings which had been affected by COVID-19. And 3 or 4 months later, they came to see us, all proud to tell us that since we have helped them, they had no more of their building contaminated. So we did that across the country in all provinces. And we have been quite proud, and all 300 volunteers who have been doing that have been quite proud. And none of them, as you were saying, has contracted the disease.
It takes quite a bit of infrastructure and resources to do this kind of volunteer work. Where does the funding come from?
Scientologists and the Church of Scientology. We have practical tools to help people and assist. So obviously during a time like that, we didn't want to protect only ourselves. So we said, okay, Scientologists, you've got to help us. We have a whole country, it's a pandemic. So Scientologists contributed, and the Church of Scientology in all kinds of ways, and this is what happened. We are doing that because we're humanitarian and we want to save life. And we are convinced that we did so, and we're ready to continue as the second wave hit the country.
Well, thank you very much for speaking to us, and congratulations on that good work.
Thank you.
That was the South Africa Director of the Church of Scientology, Gaetane Asselin.